Hello, everybody. This is Drew Thomas here, and well, if you know me, you know that I love going to Six Flags St. Louis. However, there are some things that just infuriate me or just piss me off about Six Flags. You see, I was talking about this last night with my friends, and that got me thinking I should share that with you guys. So it's time to talk about the things that really irk me at Six Flags St. Louis. Things that annoy me, or things that just like things that make me angry or stuff that just infuriates me and grinds my gears. But yeah. Anyway, hello to all these people in the chat. Okay, Puffy Ranger, I see you. I see you, buddy. I see you. Stop spamming, please. Okay. Let's see how many times he spammed because it looks like I may have to put him on timeout. I'm gonna do that. Well, that's one of the things that grinds my gears about live streams. Annoying people. No, 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 no. Anyway, so I was talking with I was talking with Wyatt and Chase about this kind of stuff, but yeah, I'll talk about it with you guys now. So one of the things that really grinds my gears about Six Flags is how sometimes the people don't just even care. Yeah, sometimes there's just security guards or just workers that don't even care about big things, and yet they sweat the little things. So there's so there so one thing I cannot stand about Six Flags is how much jocks like to go there, but it's one of the places they go before they go to their big game, and it's a place of fun, so they have some fun, and they like to push the limits because they think that because they are sporty people, they have the rights to do whatever they want. So my friend Wyatt ha- was visiting the park on the same day he first met me, and I guess on the way to like a ride or something, he just I love Screaming Eagle too. It's one of my favorite coasters. But anyway, he was walking too. I don't know where he was walking, but he was just well, I'll have him tell that story when we get there. But yeah, I suppose I'll just long story short, jocks were trampling when they talked about it. When they talked about it with an employee, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing like you. Oh, well, wooden coasters aren't for everyone. Anyway, oh, I'll get to that later too. I agree. Mr. Freeze is a good coaster. Anyway, continuing on. So I can't stand it whenever employees are just like, I don't get paid enough to do this. Which I feel like Six Flags St. Louis needs to start paying their employees better because, well, that's why we are not getting a lot of staffing. We're not getting a lot of, you know, we're not getting a whole lot of like rides open. Sometimes rides just stay closed for the entire season. Not to mention that there's like a lot of things broken for some rides. Like Justice League still has it wasn't even running the last time I went. It was closed. So yeah. Catwoman is awesome. I got to see someone throw up on it last Sunday. Anyway, another thing that's completely unrelated to employees or just Six Flags is regarding certain guests. Sometimes I don't like it whenever there's like mama's boys or girls waiting in line and they're seeing their mom going on the ride doing the kid swap thing. And yeah. Well, they're gonna be putting Titan Track on the bus, but yeah. Anyway, I was sitting on Supergirl. They were taking a while to check the restraints to be safe. And I was just listening to this child crying in line, just crying and crying and crying and crying and crying. And she didn't even shut up until the ride was like in motion. But then, as soon as the ride came to a complete stop, she started crying again. She wasn't even on the ride. So she was just crying for her mommy. And yeah, looks like someone hates their dad. I know I hate mine, my biological father anyway. I hate his guts. Anyway, yeah. Those are kinds of kids I cannot stand. Another type of guests I can't stand are shutterbugs. I was just filming something during Fright Fest Daredevil days when these two dumb jocks just walk up and are like, "Hey, can you delete that video?" or something like that. It was asinine. Oh no!
I return, bitch.
It's Mr. Snowman.
Damn right, you're right, it's me.
Anyway, so I'm talking about what grinds my gears at Six Flags. And the description is, yes, a reference to Family Guy. That one bit.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, now let's talk about the elephant in the room. The main thing I was actually talking about with my friends. And that is the thing I have to talk about is why the fuck do they have to close one train station on the other side of the park for, well, you know, turn it into a kids themed train station thing that doesn't even, where the train doesn't even stop at the station. Because then when the park gets busy, it just brings in more people to the station and the line is long. They don't even have a flash pass or an ADA entrance. So I have to wait the line to get on the train, and not to mention that kids are also have to wait in that line. And when they see that they can't go on the train, they're gonna have a fucking meltdown. Gee, I wonder why. Probably because they turned the other train station into a freaking castle attraction. Why a castle? Couldn't they have just, I don't know, chose a different place? Like, they could have chosen a different place that they hardly use. Like, maybe they use the Empire Theater, which then again, they're having a show at the Empire Theater during that. But yeah. Anyway, but why close the train station? Couldn't they just have one side be the Dark Castle thing, and then but they keep the train station open? I mean, why just close one of the train stations? It defeats the whole purpose of the train being a, well, way to get from one side of the park to the other. And not to mention, it makes the line longer.
Obvious
So,
choice.
yeah.
Money.
And it practically fills up the train so much that the train struggles up that hill past, well, Rookie Racer. So, yeah. It just struggles up the hill as it's trying to get to Rookie Racer. Or trying to get past Rookie Racer. When they're not even going to be stopping at the station. Yeah. Oh, cool. That stuff costs an arm and a leg. Just to warn you. But yeah. Anyway, you already said
that.
Anyway, back to business. I mean, they're gonna have a new children's themed train robbery show, kind of. They have a train robbery show going on right now, but they're gonna have a new train show for Fright Fest. That's apparently gonna be like these kid friendly Halloween characters that are like stealing candy, I guess. Which is pretty much a cleaner version of Terror Train, which we'll talk more about Terror Train very soon. But anyway, I hope that for this they're gonna actually open the other station, because honestly, they need to just, have both train stations open, because then the line's gonna be going all the way towards the entrance to Colossus. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I was just talking about how there's like one little kid that was just crying for her mommy. Why couldn't the father have just taken that kid out of the line and taken her to like Bugs Bunny Fort Fun? Did they even have to do kid swap? Could they have just, taking the kid on the kiddie rides while she did it. Then they just switch it around. Just at least take her away from the ride. Take her away to where she doesn't see her mom. But no, let's just stand there and leave the child out there to cry. Stupid person.
Baffling.
It is very baffling. Not as baffling, though, as the whole Six Flags closing their train thing. The other train station. Because, well, the line goes
We've got
all the
to
way to Thrill
have
Seekers. And it's just,
money.
yeah. Why have the line go all the way to Thrill Seekers for Moose train station? They need to open both train stations so passengers can at least get off on the other side and board at the other side. Like, you don't have to open the Bugs Bunny National Park, but you should at least have the train station open. You could post a sign saying train station open, but Bugs Bunny National Park will be closed. Plus, there aren't even stuff blocking the Bugs Bunny National Park, so why close the train station? I mean, it's just stupid. Because passengers will have to just wait a long time at the other station, especially when the train struggles up the hill around the part where Ricky Racer is, in front of the boss. It's just, Well, if you go to Six Flags, wait, which Six Flags park are you going to go to? Because the Six Flags I'm talking about is Six Flags St. Louis, which is in Eureka, Missouri, which is in St. Louis County. It was originally called Six Flags of Mid-America, but they changed it to Six Flags St. Louis because I guess they thought it was more marketable or something like that, or so they can get people over there. Oh, Great Adventure. I've heard about Great Adventure, but yeah. So I cannot stand it whenever they're closing that train station. They had it open for Fright Fest 2021. What stops them from keeping it open? I mean, they did close the other station during Hallowfest, but they didn't even have a Dark Castle. So why in 2021 did they have the other train station open? I mean, back when they did Terror Train, they just had the Chicago train station open for boarding, and then the passenger would all passengers would have to get off at St. Louis before the train would chug to the other station empty-handed to pick up the next batch of Terror Train riders.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Tails is here.
Dude, is that the fucking snowman?
Oh yes, it is the
You're not
snowman.
fooling anyone. Take that shit off.
No, I like to keep it on for as long as I want to.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Why did I just hear that out of the corner?
get out of here!
Oh, sorry, was
Yeah,
just my
Hudson,
mom just
get
yelling
out.
at someone's dog?
Yeah, Hudson, get out of here. Alright, let's talk about trains. Trains this, trains that, trains this, trains that.
No, let's wait until Chase and White get here for that. Anyway,
Are you gonna get bored?
No, I'm just talking about baffling things about Six Flags. Like, I'm going on about how they have one train station closed during Fright Fest. Like, they had it open during 2021 Fright Fest, so what's stopping them from opening it for 2022, 23, and 24? For 2022, I understand why. Because the train was closed for 2022, so both train stations were pretty much closed. However, the way they did the Freak Train was everyone just all lined up and they were walking along the tracks. All the freaks they were walking along the tracks, and I guess when they got to the crossing, then they would probably start, the whole Freaks Unleashed thing.
Drew, no more Tuesdays to Friday streams. Sir,
Too bad. I'm doing
Because
it
you're
anyway.
fucking evil?
you gotta follow the schedule.
Anyway, honestly, I think it's stupid how they just have one train station closed. Honestly, I should have mentioned to the park president that he should have that he should have both train stations open during Fright Fest. and just forget about the Dark Castle and put it somewhere else. Like maybe put it in some other place that has range space or something like that. Another baffling thing I dislike about Six Flags St. Louis is how sometimes when they get rid of rides, instead of putting in a new ride, they just keep them as Fright Fest haunted houses. Like the Tidal Wave area, which the Tidal Wave was this shoot the shoots boat ride where you went up this hill, went around this bend, and then you went down this drop and then make a big splash. And there was even a bit where you could stand on the bridge after you got off the tidal wave so you can get splashed again by the oncoming boat. But yeah, I guess for some reason they just decided to take it out. And rather than to replace it with a new ride like they said they would have, they just turned it into a haunted corn maze called Creatures of the Corn. Like, why? Like, honestly, the maze was mid. It wasn't even all that scary. There's like this confusing tunnel, from what I remember. There's only like one or two monsters that genuinely scared me. And by scare I mean made me jump. Honestly, Creatures of the Corn is not as scary as how Chase is here and he's ticked off too. Oh yeah.
Howdy.
Screw what you've done to the train station, Six Flags.
Yes. Thomas and James are both cross.
So is this fucker right here. Though he doesn't care really.
Well, so far I haven't brought up anything infuriating yet. I didn't have to bring out the Mad Nick Wildface yet, because that's when I find something infuriating.
More bullshit, really.
Which so far, I wonder what. I think so far the only another crappy thing that they did was they would sell these plastic toy guns at Six Flags, and the security guard, rather than to just deal with jocks messing about, they just decides to tell me to put that gun away because, well, it was despite being a toy gun. I mean, I understand why it had ammo, but I wouldn't actually shoot it at people. I know better. But does he understand that I'm being the Terminator? Is he cultured? Is he seriously that stupid?
He's better than everybody.
But yeah, that is understandable though, because I mean, if it was in the dark, another security guard could probably see that as an actual weapon, and I'll probably get thrown out of the park. So, I guess he kind of saved me from getting my pass revoked, but still, why sell it in the park in the first place? If they do sell toy guns, why can't it be one of those noise-making guns instead of like the, Nerf guns? But yeah.
Because kids like Nerf guns more than the other toy guns.
Yeah. But yeah. I also decided from now on I'm not going to be watching Freaks Unleashed anymore because, well, yeah. Oh, Chase left. Well, hopefully White gets soon. Oh, no, wait. He accidentally left again. Huh.
Stupid StreamYard.
Yeah, they better just fix their
Anyway,
updates or
so,
something. Or
I was trying to pull up another face.
Bonnie,
which one was it this time? Wait,
Some
fuck,
two really cool rides closed. Rather than to put a new ride or maybe retrack or a remodel of something, they just put freaking haunted houses. And now
Everywhere.
let's talk about the most infuriating thing. Getting rid of Christmas and turning one of the best rides at Six Flags St. Louis into a Christmas-themed Halloween haunted house. I'm talking about you, Jingle Mangle.
Jangle Mangle.
Jingle Mangle.
What is this? The Nightmare Before Christmas?
I guess so. Honestly, The Nightmare Before Christmas is better compared to that. Because, I mean, you can watch it either during Christmas or during Halloween. Or watch it during Thanksgiving or any time
Uh-huh.
in between Christmas and Halloween. Because I mean, it's such a pretty good movie. I actually watched it twice last year, and it gets awesome every time I see it. But anyway, why turn a why get rid of an old-fashioned ride and instead of putting in like a new car ride or something else different, a freaking haunted house with Christmas stuff?
Wait, what? The haunted house with Christmas stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, Jingle Mangle. They use the entrance to the World's Fair Picnic Grove, where you walk through that entrance, and then they go through like this line, and then after you get
Wait.
to the end of the line,
You didn't tell me that part yesterday, that it was a Christmas house.
yeah, it was like a Christmas haunted house. Well, that's not as infuriating because the second mine train's been gone for a while. And
Wait,
well,
is River King Mine Train gone?
no,
Okay, I was about
one
to
of the
say.
other
It's the lame
tracks was
one.
gone. There was like two different tracks. One that was the main mine train track that you see today, that was also used for Railblazer, and there was also the second track, which the track was shipped off to Dollywood, and the trains I'm not sure where they went to, but they're out of Six Flags St. Louis now. But honestly, I don't see why they could have just. Well, then again, there's probably not enough space for them. But yeah,
Nope. Yeah, well, at least I'm just like, I actually liked River King Mine Train, so I'm glad they didn't get rid of that one yet.
yeah. Honestly, hopefully Six Flags just doesn't replace another ride hopefully Six Flags doesn't replace another ride with a haunted house or whatever, because
The Haunted
if they-
Trail, where Tommy
Oh.
G's rails used to be.
if they
No.
did that, I would just stop going to Six Flags altogether and just renounce Six Flags altogether and become a Silver Dollar City nerd and go to that park more, because at least they're going to keep their train. But I spoke to the park president, and he said he's never going to get rid of Tommy G. He's not going to ever scrap him. So
He-
This is something
he'll
that new
hopefully
park
do-
residents would do. Not
Yeah,
like
at least the park president is the one on the good side.
but he's still letting old classics get turned into cheap haunted houses. Like,
Just
you already have
just be thankful that he has no desire to do anything bad to Tommy G. Robertson.
yeah. So he's like Sir Topham Hatt. Unlike how some people portray Sir Topham Hatt as just this mean controller who's just
Well, wait,
saying work or
wait.
die.
Freeze for a second. Remember the one CGI episode where Gordon acts like Sir Topham Hatt, changing everything with Henry moving out?
oh
Yeah.
That's
fuck
the
that
same
episode.
scenario.
That was shit.
Yes.
This
That's
is the
described-
exact same scenario.
Yeah. Like,
Where it's
honestly,
like, this is ridiculous, and Marion is pulling passenger cars.
But at least with
oh
that,
yes. And the
but at
whole
least
roller coaster track, that was
people,
silly.
Yeah.
people do have like
rainbow gay railroad ties.
you. Yes.
But anyway, you sounded a bit like Soda Productions there for a second. Anyway,
Yeah, no
Anyway,
way he's not. He's
No, I
not
wasn't
gonna
trying
see
to.
us.
yeah, I know.
I'm not wrong though, am I?
Another thing that I don't like all that much is how, rather than having the Looney Tunes roam around the park during Fright Fest in their costumes or go to specific meet and greet areas, they're doing like this dance party thing. But at least they'll have moments where they're not just dancing, they're actually interacting with kids and they're taking pictures, giving them hugs, giving them high fives.
Do they still have the freak train or no?
Yeah, they still have the freak train, but
Okay.
they don't have Terror Train. But
Terror Train was supposed to be scary. You complain about it being too scary when it's supposed to be scary.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Hudson's comments describes exactly what we're doing now. Talk
Yup.
about the funny, baffling decisions that Six Flags St. Louis is making.
Yes.
I know you're definitely going to talk to the president and be like, hey, can you maybe revert this back to how it was?
Yeah, I'm also gonna give him, because honestly, I'm hoping he'll be open to suggestions because, I mean, if he listens to me about,
He sounds honestly like a nice guy, and he might take care of
He's
Vi
mixed. That's all.
mixed.
yeah. Honestly, the park president seemed like a nice fellow.
Let's just
Not
be
really
glad he's
president.
not gonna ever scrap Tommy G. Robertson.
Yeah, Tommy G is safe. So I mean, that would be like if Sir Top Hat scrapped his steam engines, or well, yeah.
Like the episodes where they say Toby is gonna be scrapped when he's not.
Yeah. And the Diesel's like, it's no wonder that Sir Topham Hatt's considering scrapping you guys.
Yeah,
Which he's not. Sir Topham Hatt would never scrap any of the steamies because they're still very useful. If they misbehaved, he would just put them in the shed for a while until he would talk to them and ask them if they're ready to be useful. But he would never kill them.
he put James in the shed.
Yeah, I mean, there was that one time where James blew steam on Sir Topham Hatt's new hat. And then eventually he was like,
Better still,
"If you show-"
buzz off.
and it's like, and he's like, if you won't behave, I shall take away your red paint and have you painted blue." I still thought that was a funny quote. I love Sir Topham Hatt's empty threats and stuff. And sure, he put Henry in a tunnel, but that was to teach him a lesson. He wouldn't have actually kept him there for a long time. He would have eventually let him out. He was just saying for always and always and always, just to
Like one day in the TV series, but for I don't know, for like a few years in the Railway series.
Well, they eventually changed it to where it was like, we shall take away your rails and leave you here until you're ready to come out the tunnel. Because that was when the episodes changed from the sad story of Henry to come out, Henry.
Yeah,
Honestly, I remember vividly having that book and reading it. Or I might have been during preschool. I might have read that book in preschool. But yeah. Oh, I hope that's not the case. If the park president is going to be like PT Boomer or Diesel 10, then I'm going to just renounce Six Flags altogether.
Now I'll get you, Bernard Stone! Yes!
No, you won't, Boomer.
we would purposefully go to Six Flags to steal Tommy G. Robertson.
Oh, I would make sure I would try to buy Tommy G. Well, I don't think he would scrap Tommy G. I think he would probably pull off what Six Flags usually does with, like, making Tommy G like a hand-me-down to another railroad. Because I doubt that Tommy G or any of the other Crown Metal locomotives would be sold for scrap. So, I mean, that's just wrong.
I don't know any that have been actually sold for scrap.
Yeah, come to think of it, there's like a lot of Crown Metal locomotives. They're either put on static display or running the railroad lines. Like Tommy G runs his very own line at Six Flags St. Louis. Then there's the Serengeti Express, where it has like 3 engines running the line, and then there's the Kings Island Railroad, which I'm
Where
pretty
did
sure has
Hudson
like
go?
2 trains running the line.
Hudson has disappeared.
Oh yeah, he did. And then Waltz of Fun has like 2 trains. One of them is being worked on. It should be in service again soon, but the other engine, Eli, is still operating very well to this day, running the line. But yeah, I seriously doubt that Six Flags St. Louis would actually just get rid of their steam train. And how would they even build a haunted trail along the railroad?
I have no clue.
So I mean, there's bridges, there's the engine shed, there's all that mileage of track in like the employees only zone. So
Oh yeah, people would walk through the employees only zone.
yeah, and then
So I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, so I think Tommy G. Robertson's going to be here for quite some time. I seriously doubt they would make a haunted trail thing like that.
If they did,
That would just be
I
baffling.
would have this face and be like, "You better put that steam train back, or I'm gonna have a word with you."
Oh, believe me, I would have. Oh, believe me, if they ever did shut down the train forever, I would just revoke my pass, or not revoke my pass, but I will just cancel my pass and renounce Six Flags St. Louis for good.
Yep, I don't even have a season pass to Six Flags. I only do to Silver Dollar City.
Yeah. However, if Six Flags St. Louis were to ever close forever, which I seriously doubt it, it's like one of the 3 original Six Flags parks. So I highly doubt they would close forever. Unless if we have like another big storm or something.
Yep.
Like
I like how we both still have angry faces.
yeah. Well, in all fairness, we're talking about dumb decisions. Yeah, lots of people would not come to Six Flags if they got rid of their train.
Yeah, the train is iconic.
Yeah.
Why would you get rid of your most iconic ride? It's the same thing for Silver Dollar City. If the train disappeared, I would not go back there.
Honestly, theme parks need trains because, I mean, I can't think of like one theme park that doesn't have a train. I mean, Disneyland and Disney World
Ocean
have
World.
railroads.
Or no, what's it called? It's in Canada. I forget its name.
Well, that park needs to get a train pronto.
Yeah. Well, the problem is, I think they're going out of business. They don't have a lot of money to actually purchase. They have a road. The best they have is a road train.
I think Universal Studios Hollywood doesn't have a train, but they do have like a parking tram. So that's not parking tram. It's like this.
Did you say Universal Studios in Florida, or what do you mean?
I'm talking about Hollywood because Florida has the Hogwarts Express that runs from
Florida has
Universal
the Hogwarts
Studios
Express
to Islands of Adventure.
Yeah.
I mean, a train is a train as long as it runs on rails, as long as it's powered by an engine, then it's a train and it's a railroad.
Yeah, that's the rule for me. If it rides on rails and it has cars behind it, I count it as a train.
I mean,
if it's a road train, I count that more as a tractor.
Yeah, I mean, trackless trains can count as long as they look like a train.
Yeah.
Well,
if they're just a tractor with a bunch of barrels behind it, then I don't really count it as a full train.
I mean, I call it like a barrel train or like a mini train or like a, 4-wheeler train or something like that.
Like we count the St. Louis Zoo train as a train because it rides on rails and it looks like a train.
Yeah, and it goes through railroad crossings, bridges, tunnels.
Yeah, like actual railroad crossings. Yeah, I forgot that part.
I mean, tunnels are not required. I mean,
tunnels aren't required. You can make a tunnel out of anything. Heck, the Silver Dollar City tunnel isn't even quote unquote a real tunnel. It's a bunch of wood.
Well, plus Six Flags St. Louis, their tunnel is the
shed
house. Yeah.
Yeah, their tunnel is literally the engine house.
Yeah.
That would be cool if they had an actual tunnel, though.
I mean, there is a bridge. I mean, there's a bridge at the Boss that goes over the tracks.
Yeah, and of course, all the crossings that have no crossbucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first went there, I'm like, why does this railroad crossing not have lights or a crossbuck? It's just this gate-looking thing.
I thought that too. When I was a kid, I was like, "Huh, that's weird. They have like this crossing that's just a gate and with a bell."
Yeah, it's just one little wooden gate on both sides. It's just one wood gate on both sides.
I feel like if they did have a tunnel on the Wabash Trisco, they would probably build it. Or if they decide to go beyond the expansion, they would probably have to blast into an area for a tunnel.
Yeah.
Which even then, there's not much like big hills.
Unless and Six Flags
to build a tunnel through the bluffs or something like that, which I seriously doubt they would do that.
Yeah, I rode Six Flags. I went to Six Flags when it was a little more decent. It was when it had the Superman. Is when I went. Before they tore it down.
Yeah. I miss those Six Flags St. Louis signs with the advertisements where when you press a button, they'll spray a cool mist.
Oh yeah, I think I was there when they had those.
I was there too. When I was a kid, I thought it was like these things that just blow steam for like decorations, like I guess. As but well, the older I've gotten, I realized, oh, it's a coolant thing. That's why people are feeling that mist because it's a coolant thing.
Did Six Flags St. Louis have Thomas and Friends at one point?
No, that was only Magic Mountain, Georgia, and Discovery Kingdom, and
Okay, so it must have been Magic Mountain, Georgia that I went to that had Thomas.
yeah. The only non Warner Brothers thing that Six Flags had was Evel Knievel and Tony Hawk, and those were eventually ended when Six Flags ended the partnership with them, and thus Evel Knievel became American Thunder, and Tony Hawk became Pandemonium.
I've always wanted to go to Six Flags over Texas because they have those teardrop crossing bells, and of course the backwards Bugs Bunny Boomtown crossing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've wanted to see that thing. I just thought it was so cool and it was so unusual. The crossbucks are facing the wrong way, and the lights are painted green.
Yeah.
And the signals are painted orange.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of Cedar Point's crossings are all powered by humans because there's like a person in the signal box saying, "Attention people, attention guests, the train will be approaching, so please stand behind the white line. Gates will be closing."
Yeah, maybe that's another trip me, you, and White could do is a trip to Six Flags over Texas.
I swallowed a bug.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, just swallowed a bug.
Yeah, did you hear me though?
Not really. I was choking on that bug.
Oh, I said maybe that's a thing me, you, and White could do is go to Six Flags over Texas.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Because I would really like to see the wigwags failing. Because in every YouTube video I've seen, they are not working.
Yeah.
Either they wigwag and the light doesn't come on, or the light turns on and they don't wigwag.
Yeah.
But
Which,
what?
and what's another thing about the wigwags is that one of them is actually connected to like a crossing gate, and whenever the lights turn off on the actual crossings, you can still hear the bell ringing whenever the wigwag is starting to slow down on its swinging. Which they have that bell system that's like, because a lot of the wigwag crossings, some wigwag crossings have to where they have the bell on a separate pole, to where whenever the crossing is activated, the bell will start ringing as the thing is swinging. Whereas the other ones, it just swings a while, and then eventually after a few swings, the mallets start to strike the bell.
Yeah, the one I really want to see is the Boomtown crossing, though, because I just think it's so silly looking.
The colorful one, they have like the backwards crossbucks.
Yes. Have you seen the video? Have you seen videos of it?
Yeah, I have.
I'm just like, why does this crossing look so weird?
Why does the other Six Flags crossing have the flashing lights and crossbucks when Six Flags St. Louis only has one crossing that has crossbucks and lights, and it's not even like a proper crossing?
Yeah, it's on the employee side. And the other thing about the Bugs Bunny Boomtown crossing is the lights are actually wired backwards. So they light up diagonally from each other instead of across from each other.
Yeah. Anyway, they do have a stop on red signal sign, however, at Six Flags St. Louis. Whenever the
they do?
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
It's actually on the roundhouse. Whenever the Six Flags.
Okay, never mind. I have seen that. Never mind. I've seen
I asked Jerry about it, and he told me
I thought you said that as a crossing, like at the St. Louis Zoo. My bad.
Yeah, I asked one of my engineer friends what it's. I asked one of my engineer friends about why it was there, and it was because it was a decoration.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus the crossing gates at the Six Flags St. Louis, they don't even have proper railroad crossing bells. They just have the school ding, 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 ding as the bell as the gate goes down. It kind of sounds like a slower version of the crossing at the National Museum of Transportation.
I feel like I think I might know why they don't have it. It's probably because all the crossings are activated by the engineer, because they have to turn a knob, and that's what activates the crossing gates. And that's before
Oh.
the train departs.
Well, how would the bell make any difference to that?
I don't know. The bells at the
So the Six Flags crossings are more like Indonesia railroad crossings, where it has a guy that turns, or a person that turns on the signals.
yeah, pretty much. And
So it's
the
similar to
gate-
that.
Yeah. However, that's only for the St. Louis and Chicago crossings. And those are for when the train's leaving the station. All the other crossings are powered by human power, or no, not human power, but manual power. Or
You mean
technology. Yeah.
trick? Sure. Do you want to know the way a crossing usually works?
Yes, I would actually.
Okay, so between the slab of the crossing and like a couple amount of feet on the rails from the crossing is insulated from the rest of the track. So when the train with its wheels and with its metal wheels and metal axle runs over it, it creates a short circuit, and it sends that short to the relay box and sends which triggers the gates to go down.
Yeah.
Well,
What is with that Thomas face?
I don't know.
well.
Anyway, so what are some baffling things that's happened to you at Six Flags, Wyatt?
Simple stuff. Getting rid of the fucking terror train,
Yeah.
because it was honestly the greatest thing. They took down
Oh.
one of the things.
Why don't you explain why they got rid of Terror Train? Why don't you go ahead and explain that
Because
to us?
kids like little baby 3-year-old toddlers, yeah, they were too scared about that stupid shit. Yeah.
But why?
I'm
Why
not
blame the park? Blame the parents. They're bringing their children onto the train. I mean, I understand why, because a lot of children love the train, and so they're not expecting it so scary. But for goodness sakes, why close down? Why stop doing Terror Train? Why not? I don't know. At least this year they're going to make like a kid-friendly train show. I'm not sure it's going to be running during the nighttime because kids boo fest or anything like that. But yeah.
If they were just tricking us and saying that, yep, it's Terror Train coming back.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Also, Six Flags getting me mad over Six Flags is being a little bit disrespectful for GCF's birthday on.
Oh
Christmas.
yeah, I was talking about that too.
Yeah, fucking idiots.
I've also talked about that. I've also talked about that stupid worker that just didn't bother helping you whenever you were almost trampled.
Told the story.
Injured.
I don't care if you told a story about that. I don't care.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That guy should have done.
Yeah. I wonder if that guy still even works at Six Flags.
I don't even know what he looks like, so I guess we'll never know until we find out how he acts, until this random employee we run into acts. If we get injured or something worse by a different guest and we ask for help.
Oh yeah, you missed me swallowing a bug by accident earlier, Wyatt.
Oh yeah, I was. Yeah, I was talking to you about the crossing gates, and yeah, you said you swallowed a bug.
Yeah.
And this is why Six Flags is dead. No explanation. Dead.
Well, it's not dead yet. Because it's only dead whenever it's close. It's just slowly dying.
Die. And close down. Yeah.
It was an accident. I had my mouth open and I was breathing, and then the bug just flew right in, and I started choking on it. I think it was like a gnat or something. Well, at least it's dead. I won't have to deal with that bug bugging me anymore. Anyway, Six Flags also has a lot of things that they need to fix. Like, there's like a lot of rides that have broken parts. Like, Tsunami Soaker's been down for has been down for like 2 seasons now. So if it's not up on next season, it's gonna be it's as good as gone.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway,
Look, I'm gonna be doing my Joker voice from Justice League. Trust me, it's gonna be another one of those stupid scare zones if they get rid of it.
oh my
Also,
gosh.
if you watched Ides of
I
March,
guarantee if they get rid of another ride, they're gonna turn. Eventually, entire Six Flags will become a whole Halloween terror park.
It's gonna turn into the haunted amusement park eventually. Which
Look,
White
Yeah,
is
it's
also
not
good
even
about
gonna be.
too.
It's not even gonna be a Six Flags anymore.
if you've
Yeah.
seen one of Ides of March's recent videos, he also came up and said that Spin Sandy is also gonna be gone.
It is? I actually have evidence of why this might be, because you have to find out in my upcoming vlog, which I think I'm going to release that tomorrow after I get some parts filmed and uploaded. And I believe tomorrow
Wait,
I'm also
they're
going to start
removing
filming for
another
the
ride
movie.
tomorrow?
No, not tomorrow. Sometime.
Oh, okay.
I don't know when, but sometime.
Still though, that's not. Still though, that's not good news.
I mean, yeah, but we're not sure if it's even a rumor or not. We're not sure.
Yeah, it could just be rumor, but yeah.
Maybe. I hope it is a rumor.
Yeah.
I'm doing like you do, Drew.
Where
I'm
it's like,
changing the face
so why'd
expressions.
you replace these rides with haunted houses? Money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. So Six Flags, why did you replace every single one of your rides with something that looks like it should be on Halloween, but it's almost Christmas now?
A cheap
Money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cheap looking.
But
haunted
why
house.
close down the Christmas
Scary.
event? In 2021, Holiday in the Park came to an end, and then in 2022 they had one more Christmas event for like this Christmas lights trail, and then for 2023, nothing, zilch, nada.
I'm one lucky few that actually got to go to Holiday the last year of Holiday in the Park.
I would have gone if my mom wasn't experiencing shoulder pains. I was supposed to go, but my mom was having so much pain, so she couldn't. And my sister was also healing after dealing with, well, you know.
Yeah. But yeah,
My brother has his door open
even
or whatever.
what makes Fit Matters worse for those haunted houses is that, oh, you have to pay to go into these cheap looking stupid haunted houses. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to
Okay, they
pay
make
to go
haunted houses.
inside the
Can they
train
pay them with
station now.
admission?
They're cheap. They're not even worthy to even. They're not even worth the money. Okay, they're not gonna scare you. They're not scary.
Oddball's Funhouse was pretty scary in my opinion.
Guess what was scary?
Waste of time. Waste of
Guess
money.
what was
You know what is
scary
scary?
though?
Waiting in line for the train and not even getting to go on the train.
No,
And the
guess
amount
what
of
was scarier than the haunted houses?
what was? Oh,
The
no, wait.
terror train.
Yes, of course, the terror train.
Yeah, at
They
least
don't
terror
do
train
anymore.
work.
The terror
Don't.
train, the thing that's supposed to be scary.
Plus, there's the freak zones, but well, I mean, sure, let's make haunted houses. It's not like there's already scary stuff. Let's make more scary stuff. Oh, we got rid of Excalibur. What should we do? Turn it into a scare zone. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
dear.
Let's turn everything
Tsunami
into a
Soaker
stupid
Zone. What should
scare
we do? Turn
zone
into a
for the
scare zone.
children. They love it.
Yay!
And make all of our other people that actually like our park mad at us for replacing actual good rides with stupid haunted houses.
Yeah. Oh, tidal wave is gone. What should we do? Turn it into a haunted house. Yay! Oh dear,
Yep.
Colossus is closed. What are we going to do with the land? Turn it into a haunted house. Yay!
Turn it into a haunted house. Turn it into a haunted house. Heck, Six Flags.
dear,
Why don't you
Justice
just
League Park
remove?
in the
Why don't
Metropolis
you
is
just
broke down,
plow
and
the
now we have to close
entire
it
park
forever.
out
What should we
and
do?
then just
Make
make
it a
it
haunted
one
house.
big giant haunted mansion? Why don't you just do that?
Yeah, why don't you just tear down the whole park and turn it into a haunted
Yeah,
mansion or a
Yeah,
haunted
tear down
train
the
ride?
entire thing and make the entire thing a mansion. That'll give everybody a face like this.
Hurricane Harbor is being demolished. What should we do? Turn it into a Halloween themed section. Yay!
Yep.
It's fucking Halloween, of course. Why is it always Halloween? I mean, I love Halloween. Halloween's a fun holiday. There's candy,
Yes,
there's spookiness.
but it's
That's-
only
it
once a
gets-
month.
Yeah, it's only once a month. Make something that can be done like every year. Like not everyone can go into a haunted house during Christmas time or the summertime.
Yeah.
And bring back Holiday in the Park. I never got to do it.
What if they did Polar Express on Tommy G?
That would be awesome. I would totally come back to Six Flags. And afterwards they would have like meet and greets with the Looney Tune characters dressed in their Christmas attire, like Bugs dressed as Santa, Lola dressed as Mrs. Claus, Daffy and Tweety dressed as elves or something like that.
Yeah. I would be so happy if they did that.
Wrong button.
I would be very happy if they did that.
Wrong button.
You know what would make me really happy is if they actually if they actually replaced rides with rides. They've actually done it before because Speedodrome Go-Karts replaced by Ricky Racer, Dragon's Wing replaced by Joker Carnival of Chaos, Superman Tower of Power replaced by Catwoman's Whip. See, you can do it. You're just choosing not to with certain stuff.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's so stupid.
It's like, okay, we've had this land vacant for a while. Should we put a ride here? No, make it a haunted house.
The cool
Yay!
thing, the great thing about Silver Dollar City, after they finish building a ride, they immediately go into production on building the next attraction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Six Flags St. Louis doesn't do
It's
that
not-
though, which is
it's
why
not-
there's no new rides this year.
But how? At least Silver Dollar City, they're not like Six Flags cheapiness, and they actually do good on.
They're not El Cheapo.
Yeah,
No, they're not cheap. They're
you know what
no,
they should
they're not
do?
cheap.
They need to have a willing construction crew who's willing to work in the wintertime
Yeah.
to build the next ride. Like they need to start building their next ride after the season is done. Like probably in like January, they need to start planning. February,
And
begin construction.
And stop building
March,
stupid
finish
haunted
construction.
houses.
Yeah, stop building haunted houses. For goodness sakes,
There's
build
gonna be a
more
protest.
rides.
Give us
There's gonna be
something
a
we'll
protest.
actually like and we'll be happy about it, like this.
Like year round.
At this point, there's going to be a protest at Six Flags over the stupid.
And we're going to be
haunted
leading
houses.
it.
Oh, I will happily join you in that protest.
Oh, believe me, we need to come up with like some sort of obnoxious song to sing so we can get people's attention and get it in their heads. So they can
Cocomelon
hopefully
song.
help us. No, not Coco Melon. We are not doing that.
It would be
There's this
annoying.
one-
You said an annoying song.
We're not
Who's-
going to just play Baby Shark or
wait,
Coco
wait,
Melon
wait.
or Hot Dog Dance or whatever
We're not
just
gonna
to get
play
their
Baby
attention.
Shark.
It's like
wait.
it's like protest for Six Flags. And you'd say, hot
sucks. Do
dog,
do
hot
do do
dog,
do
hot
do. Six
diggity
Flags
dog.
sucks. Do 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 do.
Wait. Get rid of haunted houses. They do get rid of.
What does the stream turn into?
Kill the haunted houses.
It's the Six Flags Fright Fest haunted house. Come inside. There's frights inside.
No, we just think that. No. We just go to Jangle Mango or any haunted house and just start singing that.
We should do that.
Yeah. Come inside. There's frights inside.
That would be funny. I mean, there is a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse reboot coming out this year. We might as well.
Also, besides all the bad news and stuff because of cheapiness, Six Flags over here. And meanwhile, at the Gasconade Railroad, I actually built a custom made engine house for my engines. So
The Gasconade Railroad is better than Six Flags.
Well, nothing is wrong right now in the moment, but we're talking about baffling decisions that Six Flags St. Louis is coming up with. Honestly,
at least the Gasconade Railroad and Tweetsie Railroad have their own versions of Terror Train. Or at least the Gasconade Railroad is gonna.
plus,
is-
why are they
That's a
making
railroad
Fright
I want
Fest
to go
longer?
to as well as go to there.
Bruh, I would
They're
spend
making
my
Fright
money.
Fest longer, so that means less full train tours and less time actually riding normal rides and stuff and water rides. And they're gonna just put in. They're just because Fright Fest at this rate becomes Six Flags' biggest cash cow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bro,
Honestly,
Yeah.
I would
What?
spend
Why
money
make the train station the place?
I don't
would
know. I don't know.
Don't
Why
they have
train
multiple other
station?
buildings they could use?
Yes, there's like that old Chevy show, that building that they don't even use. There's the Old Glory Amphitheater. They could turn into a haunted castle. There's like loads of other buildings. Maybe the log flume area. Maybe I don't know.
Why
Maybe
turn the thing that your train needs in order for people to ride on it into a stupid looking haunted house?
grind my gears means annoy. Like what annoys you. Like for the Family Guy gag, it's like Peter has this segment called "What Grinds." You know what really grinds my gears, and he talks about something that annoys him.
And he's really annoyed at Six Flags at the moment.
Oh yeah, Chase. Good news.
Exactly.
Didn't it-
More trains. See, he's got it.
yeah.
Okay, what were you saying, Wyatt?
Also, good news is, Chase, I do have the new bright stuff at my mom's house just under wait for my next time to see you in person, so I could just hand them over to you. The only problem is I did not
Okay. Yay.
Plan another visit.
You did not what?
The problem is I did not bring the passenger cars for the Big Holler or the rest of the new Bright track and the Big Holler track because didn't have enough room for them to fit in the car, so they're gonna have to.
Oh, you didn't have enough room for the passenger cars?
Yeah, so they couldn't ride along. So fortunately for you, Drew, I did bring the brake coach from the Hogwarts Express to my mom, so that's underweight for the next time I see you in person.
Yeah. He's mentioned about how Family Guy's gory. I watch Happy Tree Friends. That's gory, but yeah, I still like it because if people think I shouldn't
Mr.
like it,
Rayleigh,
then-
I really, really wish I was at the WFMP right now, but that's not the case right now.
I feel like. So, when is your next planned visit to the WFMP, Wyatt? Because I think I
hoping
might
this
go
Sunday.
that day.
I'm hoping this Sunday. I was planning on asking my mom if she could take me this Sunday.
I probably won't be able to because it's going to be Father's Day, and my mom's going to be like, "Well, then again, all my father wants is
Sunday
peace
be
and quiet."
Father's Day?
So,
This Sunday's gonna be Father's Day.
yeah,
Damn, I didn't think. Dang.
I'm just hoping that my mom's not going to follow through with the whole another Father's Day picnic thing because that shit gets really annoying.
Just have the
Honestly-
picnic at the WFP.
No, because tickets I'm pretty sure are sold out that day, so why bother? I probably can't even get them on
Is
for
there a
free.
video of the new haunted house?
Wait, what?
There's
there
no
any
videos of
YouTube-
any haunted houses because
Yeah,
Six Flags
because
has
they
a
don't-
strict no filming haunted house rule.
Okay, that's a pile of do.
They don't want.
Yeah.
They don't want to see their cheap. They don't want people to film their cheap, looking haunted houses because.
Yeah.
That's actually
What
a
do
train
you-
station.
What do you think?
Well, this
They're
haunted
cheap.
castle thing is not even a haunted house. It's a kids-friendly trick-or-treating attraction where kids can go in and get their stupid candy. You know
Okay.
where else they could get candy? Anywhere else but that stupid train station. Stop putting stuff where the train station is. Stop it.
Well, Mr. Railyard, I used to have
Especially
Bachman
for
Big
replacing
Holler, but-
one of the main entry points to the train. And now you're limiting your haulage capacity.
But yeah, Chase or Mr. Railyard, I used to have a Bachman Big Holler, but that engine was passed over to the person who's on here right now on the stream. So
Me.
if Six Flags does one more baffling thing, I'm going to do another stream where I'm going to become DrewThomas.exe.
DrewThomas.exe.
No, we should just have all of ourselves just be versions of us exe style.
Yes.
Like, I should just make a FNF mod, a Friday Night Funkin' mod with Drew Thomas.
Yeah. Oh,
You know
actually, yeah,
you know
they're
what
like
game
one
I'm
of
talking about,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I
got
know. My brother used to
Okay.
play that a lot, and it's
Wait a
just
minute.
beep boop boop bop boop boop beep boop boop beep bop boop boop beep bop boop
Yep.
boop beep
I
bop.
did make a song for that game.
Really?
Yeah. And I actually added myself into the game. I made a sprite.
Oh
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Well,
I
my
can-
buddy made a sprite,
I know there's
but
a
I
Happy
made a
Tree Friends
pixelated
mod with
sprite.
Flippy and Flaky.
So, Mr. Are you which Six Flags Texas are you talking about? Is it Over or Fiesta?
I think he's talking about over Texas because Texas and St. Louis are the only parks to use steam power. All the other ones use diesel engines made to look like steam engines. However, once upon a time, Georgia used to have a steam engine until they just, I don't know, scrapped it or hauled it off or something like that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
when last
Yeah, it
time-
says Six Flags of Texas, but I think they're referring to Six Flags over Texas.
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
Six Flags over
I
Texas.
honestly think Fiesta was better than St. Louis because whenever I went, it was during their Fright Fest, and oh my gosh, none of the stuff there was cheap. Like the decorations they had for scare zones was amazing. 10 out of 10. The costumes were 10 out of 10.
Six
Even
Flags
better
St. Louis is pretty.
than what we had in St. Louis. Everything up there was like 10 times better than what we have here at St. Louis.
Yeah, honestly, Fright Fest has just been there, done that. It's just getting old. It's the same old stuff. Like, why can't they just, I don't know, maybe do something new for all these new haunted house areas? Like maybe, I don't know, have like
Make a
different themes
ride.
instead of like, having always a Christmas themed one and a Creatures of the Corn version or
Yeah, maybe
Pig Slaughterhouse or something like that. Maybe have like movie themed rooms like Six Flags Fright Fest Extreme is having. Like there's a Halloween themed haunted house and something like that. But yeah.
You think the one positive note was the train robbery that you saw the other day?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I would honestly spend my Mr. Rarely. I would honestly spend my money on Tweeseed and freaking go to Six Flags. Because honestly, at least they have a terror train.
Yeah, I want to go on the terror train really badly.
I want to go to the
I'm a huge
Tweetsie
fan of
Railroad.
Six Flags St. Louis, but there's a lot of things that grind my gears, like Shutterbugs, Mama Girls and Boys, and well, just some certain guests like Jocks and
There's
Goobers.
barely Jocks at Silver Dollar City.
What'd you say, Wyatt? Say that again.
I said there's barely any Jocks at Silver Dollar City.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
we ran
now.
into those. I mean, yeah, me and Drew ran into those Jocks on Mysticker Falls, but those were the only Jocks that we ran into. If you
Yeah,
were at Six Flags, you would like run into multiple Jocks.
yeah, there were like Jocks all
Have
over
you
the
heard
place.
Sir Willow's stories about Jocks at Silver Dollar City on the train?
Oh yeah, how
no.
how one of them.
When they try to do something to the robbers and then they end up getting the punishment.
I think I've seen that. Yeah, and I noticed.
Oh,
that,
I need to watch that video. Will you guys send it to me? Because I want to hear that story.
I'll have to do it
Yeah.
after the stream. So because
Yeah, I forget the name of the title of the video.
I think-
It was
I
a fun video to watch though.
I think one of the things Sorroa talked about in that video was about how Jocks was also pulling the pool cable on purpose. Just to
Yep,
be-
yep.
Yeah.
That's the one. I forget the title of that video, but he's
So does he
like,
refer
oh
to
yeah,
him?
and he would point out he would say, because the guy in the fifth row of car 2 really thought that they were being hilarious by pulling the cable for a joke instead of a real medical emergency. So remember, it's the guy in the fifth row of car 2.
Yeah,
And he's
I'm
like,
glad-
I didn't always do that, but primarily when I did, it was a guy in his early 20s,
yeah,
in
I'm
his
glad-
in his late 20s, early 30s, who just thought he was the coolest thing. He's like, well, jerk,
Oh,
let me
boy.
tell you, you're not.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty much out of time for today. So keep in mind that I love Six Flags St. Louis. I love going there. I love Sweet Carolining. I love riding the train. I love a lot of the employees there. But they have a lot of stuff that they need to work on, and it's really serious. Like, they need to fix up Justice League a lot more, or just replace it with another ride. They need to stop making Fright Fest their biggest cash cow. They need to start, I don't know, making Six Flags an actual theme park or an amusement park rather than just, well, honestly, because the only theme that's going on in the theme park is something that only comes once a year, and that's freaking Halloween. They don't even do Christmas anymore. They just decided to combine them for Halloween. Honestly, Six Flags. I get it. Halloween is fun, but it only comes once a year. Make something that lasts. Something that could be used anytime. Like, I don't know, maybe like build a new show building or have a new show there. Or I don't know, maybe build a new ride. Because if it's an amusement park, then where's the amusement whenever there's just Halloween themed stuff that's only open during Halloween? Like, it's just a waste of space. It's just a waste of time. Like, you have all these areas of land that you don't need to make as haunted houses. And plus, Six Flags really needs to expand their lands. Like, I don't know. Maybe build like a expansion area. Like, maybe, I don't know. Maybe maybe cut down a few more trees, blast some more land. And for goodness sakes, they need more land. That's what they need. Because honestly, they're just closing down rides and they don't know what to do with them. So they just turn them into cheap haunted houses that you could probably visit and like anywhere else in Missouri. Like, there's a haunted house called Terror on Route 66. That's in like Sullivan. And I reckon theirs is probably a little bit better than Six Flags. Like, honestly, and if they do make haunted houses, they need to quit charging people to get in them. I mean, I understand why. It's because money and stuff. But Six Flags is not a Halloween park. It didn't open on Halloween. It opened on June 5th, 1971. And then Fright Night started in like the 80s. Or mid-70s or late 70s. And yet, you just decide, let's just make it our cash cow. Like, why? Why Halloween? Like, why not bring back Christmas? Why not, I don't know, do something that's for year-round? Like, maybe another roller coaster, or maybe like another drop tower, or even like another baffling thing. One more baffling thing, by the way. They replaced the Rush Street Flyer with, well, a ride you could find at any carnival, that being the Fireball, which is just a Larson Looper. Alright, Chase, that's one more thing to say. Make it quick.
Get rid of the Halloween stuff, bring back good rides, and open up the second train station. That's all I wanted to say.
Exactly. What he said. Those are facts. Why are you wasting a valuable piece of land? Like, why? Well, it's not really nighttime for me. It's still sunny out, and I have proof. See, it's sunny. Anyway, yeah, I really hope that Six Flags could maybe step up their game. Like, we still have quite a while. They might step up their game in like 5 years, hopefully. Hopefully, anyway. Don't get your hopes up, though. Well, folks, I better end the stream off here right now, so like, subscribe to the channel. Hope that Six Flags St. Louis can see this and maybe get some ideas, but I seriously doubt it. Anyway, this is Drew Thomas signing off. Good night, and pickles suck, and so does Fright Fest now. Good night, everybody.